Hey guys, how you going? It's me again. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do my vlog in my kitchen because I want to talk to you about relationships with food and how you can change the way you look at food so that you're eating for performance and for fuel instead of just for pleasure. But first, it's Sunday morning, it's 6:30. I haven't even had my morning coffee yet. Let's be honest, no one can think before that. So I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna go to the gym and then I'll touch base with you after that and we'll get into it. Alright guys, I've just finished my workout and got back from the gym and take this moment to kind of talk about what we can do to make you have a better relationship or fix your relationship with food. So first thing is, when it comes to food, the more mindful you are of what you're eating and what you're kind of putting in your mouth is going to be more beneficial for you in the long run when it comes to having a better relationship with food. So the way we do this is you need to know the breakdown of your food on your plate. So look at your plate next time, and before you actually put it in your mouth, think about what it is that you've got on the plate and what it's going to do for you. Say for instance you've got fats on your plate, things like avocado for instance. The fats are going to make you feel good, they're going to help with hormone balance, and eventually they're going to make you feel fuller and just well nourished. If you've got carbohydrates on your plate, carbohydrates are to fuel your workouts for your next workout and then also help replenish your muscles from your last workout as well. If you've got protein on your plate, things like meat, okay, so any proteins like poultry, fish, anything like that, tofu if you're a vegetarian, you need protein because that is the building block of your body and so many things in your body. So your muscles, your organs, everything like that, you need protein in your diet. If you know what your food's doing for you when you're eating it, then you're going to be more mindful of what you're looking at and what you're putting in your mouth. To be able to do that and to create a better relationship with food, you need to know what you're eating. Okay, tip number 2. You need to understand that you can't punish yourself for eating things that aren't on your meal plan. If you're going to follow a meal plan 24/7 every single day, you're not going to be able to create a healthy relationship with food. Understand what your food is on your plate. Know the breakdowns of it, whether it's fats, carbs, or protein. You should be able to look at your plate and know how much is on there. So eventually you start to create habits, and if you're mindful about what you're eating and you know how much you need to eat, then you shouldn't need to stay on a meal plan. You should be able to vary and eat what you want in moderation. You need to create a healthy habit. Not sit there and go, oh, I'm going to eat really, really well and then I'm going to reward myself, because eventually you're just going to get into the habit of, if you feel like you haven't earned it and then you go and eat something, then you're going to punish yourself and then you're going to feel shit, and then you're just going to get into a depressed state, and eventually that habit is then going to create a bad relationship with food. I would say 85% of the time I eat very, very strict. I used to always weigh my food, and if I'm doing something like a bikini comp or anything like that, then obviously you're in a very strict nutrition plan, you're gonna have to weigh your food. But if you're not, and you've done it all before, then just be mindful of how much you're putting on your plate and just eat the things you know are good for you, but eat all the foods. Eat your bread, eat your cheese, but just be mindful of how much you're eating. So what I wanna show you is my fridge at the moment. So, as you can see, there's nothing weighed out here. This is an apple, all right? This is Luke's, that's mine. So the fridge is pretty standard at the moment. You know, you've got your meat and your almond milk and your cheese. You know, there's that. Look, there's chocolate in here, okay? Our fridge is not deprived of all the good stuff. And you know why? Because we eat well all the time. So we don't look at it and go, oh, I can't have that. We have yogurt for breakfast. We have protein bars for morning tea, okay? Like, we eat all those things. It's just, we eat it in moderation. So when we do eat it, it's a part of our macros. So it's okay. We're not going crazy with sugar and whatever else. So You can have a chocolate bar at night because the rest of the food that you've eaten throughout the day are really, really good. Take it day by day. So if I eat 90% of the day really, really well, then the last 10% of the day, I can eat something. It's just something in moderation to make you feel like you're not depriving your body or your mind from those things. You need to not deprive yourself of these things and punish yourself for eating them, because eventually you're going to have such a bad relationship looking at food because you don't get to eat any of the good stuff. Okay, don't be that person sitting at the dinner table looking at everyone else's food thinking, oh, I'm missing out because I can't eat that. You can, you just need to be mindful of all the rest of the foods and what they're actually doing to you. Alright, so tip number 3 is when it comes to what we call dieting, which I actually hate that word, you're eating nutritious food, so you're eating a nutrition plan. When it comes to eating, you need to understand that you're not on a diet. You're just eating mindfully. I want you to look at your food as fuel for your body. Look at something and go, hey, what are these bananas gonna do for me? One banana has carbohydrates, it has potassium in it, it has fructose, so it's got healthy sugars. If you do a workout, you eat a banana before your workout, it's going to help fuel your muscles to feel good. Bananas have also gotten a bad name for themselves when it comes to dieting because of the sugar content in it, because of the carbohydrate content in it. You need to understand fructose is a natural sugar. Your body loves fructose. Don't tell yourself you're not allowed to eat fruit, and don't listen to all these fads about, oh, this is not good for you, that's not good for you. Every single food is good for you if it's a natural food, okay? If it's grown, then it's good for you. If you need to lose weight, what are the 2 things that you get told to do? Exercise and eat less. That's bullshit. Yes, exercise is definitely the main thing that you need to do to help you live a happy, healthy life. More muscle mass creates better longevity for your body. So exercise helps with that. Cardio is going to make your metabolism spike. You're going to need more energy, and that energy is only found in your food. So if you're on a calorie deficit and you've been put on a diet and you're not eating enough and you're exercising twice as much as what you were before, then your body has no idea what to do or where to seek energy from. So it starts to eat your muscles. And eventually, you're not going to be losing fat, you're going to be losing muscle, and you're not going to be getting the results you want. And then you'll start to get upset, and eventually you're going to give up. And you look at food with such a bad energy because you're like, well, I'm not even eating anything. I'm eating rabbit's food, but I'm still not losing anything. You need to understand that you don't look at food and go, I can't eat that because I'm on a diet. It doesn't work that way. I want you to understand that eating mindfully and for your body with nutritious food right along the board, you know, the pyramid, you need to eat everything in that. The pyramid was made to show you the different types of foods. Didn't mean a single amount. If you want to live a happy, healthy life and you want to feel good all the time and you want to look good when you look in the mirror, you need to eat the right foods. You need to not starve yourself and be on a calorie deficit because you think that's what you need to do to lose weight. You might lose 2 or 3 kilos in the first week, maybe a few extra in the next week, but eventually that's going to slow down, and eventually your energy levels are going to slow down too, and they're going to get real low. Your workouts are going to get harder, and guess what's going to happen? Your body's not going to know what to do because it doesn't have any energy left because you're not putting anything in your mouth. This needs to be full of nutritious food and a lot of it. I'm only small. I'm 5'1". Guess how much food I eat? I eat 1,800 calories a day, okay? And that is enough to make sure that I stay slim and I have great muscle mass to be able to fuel my body with lots of energy, and I feel good all the time. If you don't fuel your body with the right stuff and you look at calories as a bad thing, then you eventually feel like you're gonna have to starve yourself all the time. And then what are you gonna do? You're going to hate exercising because it feels hard, and you're going to hate food. Don't create that habit. Don't create that relationship with food. Food is your friend. You need to be like best buddies. You and food come hand in hand. And if you don't have a good relationship with food, then you're not going to be able to get a result, and eventually you're just going to feel crap. Okay, tip number 4. Tip number 4. If you find you're suffering when it comes to having a good relationship with food, and you go home at night and feel like you need to drink a bottle of wine, or you feel like you need to hoe down some ice cream to make you feel better, there's something else going on majority of the time. And what you need to do is figure out what that is. Is there something that you're not happy with in your life? Because if it is, you need to figure that problem out, because it's actually doing you more harm than you think. Not just mentally, but physically, because you're eating bad food. And if you create this habit of binge eating, then eventually you're going to start to put on weight. You need to understand that your food relationships are usually a cover-up for something else. And if you've got problems like binge eating, then you need to think about how to tackle those, and maybe eat smaller meals at night and bigger meals in the morning, so that you're not hungry or starving by the end of the day. You can eat smaller portions just more often. You need to spread your meals out throughout the day evenly, so that you're not starving, but your metabolism's still running, so you're still feeling good, you're feeling energetic, but you're not getting to the point where you feel like you have to have those foods, and a lot of them, by the end of the day. If you've got more questions about binge eating, please comment below or ask me. I am more than happy to talk to you. This is something that I've been through, and I'm more than happy to help anyone through it and talk to you as much as possible. I've got my 4 tips that I've given you. My 5th tip was just that you need to understand that you are fueling our body with good food. Then we feel good when we look at ourselves in the mirror. Your reflection is always going to be the same when you're looking at yourself, but your mindset is going to change how you actually view yourself. So if you're feeling good and you're feeling like you've been eating well and everything in your life's going well, you're going to look in the mirror and go, hey, I look good. Okay, but if you're not feeling good and you haven't eaten the best, you'll wake up the next morning, I can bet you that you're going to look at yourself and go, I look fat today, or I look terrible, or nothing looks good on me. You look the exact same. The only difference is your mind. So the way you have a relationship with food and what you put in your body is also going to change how you look at yourself. Alright, so having a good relationship with food is crucial. Number 1, be mindful of what you have on your plate and what it's going to do for you, not to you. Number 2, don't punish yourself for eating things that might not be the most nutritious thing for you. Alright, tip number 3 is all about being able to eat in moderation. You're not putting yourself on a calorie deficit, you're eating to fuel your body. And then last was tip number 4 is when it comes to binge eating, okay, you need to change your process and your patterns and take the steps to be able to change the way you are looking at food throughout the day. Okay, so spread your meals out evenly throughout the day. Eat bigger meals maybe at the start of the day, and then start to taper off instead of starving yourself at the start and trying to have such a low calorie deficit, okay? Don't go to the shops when you're hungry. Do the things that you need to make sure you're not eating the foods that shouldn't be. Okay? Water is your best friend. And especially when it comes to someone that has a little bit of a struggle when it comes to binge eating, water is so good for you. Have a litre between breakfast and lunch. Have another litre between lunch and afternoon, and then another litre at night, okay? 3 litres a day minimum. I would say point number 5 is the biggest thing, and that's you need to have a happy and healthy relationship with every aspect of your life to be able to create a healthy relationship with food. So if you've got something going on in your life, you've got to remember that majority of the time we will turn to food. We will either stop eating because we're unhappy with what's going on in our life, or we will overeat because we're using it for comfort. Don't let your emotions in your life create a bad food habit for you. And then the biggest one is bored eating. If you're bored, don't turn to food. Don't think I need food because I'm bored. You need to keep yourself either occupied or remind yourself that you can sit there and read a book or watch a movie without eating ice cream or chocolates. You can go to the movies and not get popcorn. Just be mindful with what you're doing in your everyday living. If you need to, break it down into sections. Look at what you do in the morning as a routine, and then look at how you feel when you're doing that, how you eat. Section yourself off for morning. If you exercise in the morning, write that down. Write what you usually have for breakfast, and then think about how you're feeling. And then think about doing it at lunch, and then in the afternoon, and then again at night. If you feel emotional towards food at that point in time, then write that down, and then look back on it after the week, if you do it every day, and go, okay, wow, I'm actually really hungry in the afternoon when I've exercised in the morning. And how you're reacting to your food habits because of your everyday living. If you can do that, you're gonna start creating a better relationship with food. You're gonna understand that the food's fueling your body and that it's doing the right things for you because you're eating at the right times and you're not starving yourself and then overeating. You're just continuously eating the right foods 90% of the time throughout the day. Then you can have that little ice cream, or you can have that little chocolate or that red wine, okay? It's all about mindful eating, consistently eating, not starving yourself, and understand that you can eat everything as long as you do it in moderation. All right, I hope that helped you. If you've got any more questions, please comment below. Please, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel. If you haven't already, tap the notifications button so that you actually get notified when I post my videos. And I hope you look forward to my next video as much as I look forward to giving it to you. Bye guys.